Awesome, but y'all not done with me yet. Oh, I'm not finished yet. Oh, I got more. There's some more good stuff. That's right. I got these shoes on. We're going to work this stage for a while, y'all. So listen, we can't talk about building apps without building together. But before we do, I want to take a moment to really, once again, help you understand the power of this platform. This is one of the only platforms that allows you, that has a wide spectrum from no code, low code to code. Now, I remember back in '09 when I started building on this platform, and I was a hardcore dev, right? So I came in and I'm like, where's the code? Where's the code? Let me just spit up some code. And they were like, oh no, there's some declarative options. And when I understood the power of what I could do with no code, low code, my mind was blown, right? And I still had the ability to build out in other code. And I know I would teach a lot of developers, and I know a lot of my students from past students are here. But watching this platform, being able to enable people with no code skills to build phenomenal apps, to be able to have admins and developers work together on phenomenal apps, to be able to enable things like RAD, transforming people's lives by starting with they don't know how to code, but this platform supports to up their skills in the tech game to really transform their life. This platform is absolutely amazing. So here, we have the whole spectrum of no code, low code, code. And we also have now our Lightning platform. It's gotten better. So here with Lightning, you can build amazing experiences right out of the box with Lightning. You can have these experiences that are seamless to our users, that are super powerful, and increase your users' usability up from 41%, their productivity. 41%. That's incentive enough to build a Lightning app, right? And we have the builders, these amazing builder tools. Process Builder. Who's used Process Builder, right? So you guys know, amazing builders out there, drag and drop. In our ecosystem, with the ability to plug in, amazing apps and other components, this is really, really powerful stuff. So you can't talk about building apps without talking about building together. Because developers today, we are building apps together and we're delivering continuously. So building a customer app that people love, that's hard work. Think about it. Think about your favorite app. It's getting updated weekly, if not daily. So what you're not thinking about, behind the scenes, there's code constantly being changed, being merged into production. And with continuous integration, you can ensure that that code is meeting quality standards. So as a developer, you have to make those changes, merge it back to source, run integration tests, and then deploy it to production. Now, hold your hats and don't let your wigs fly back because you are about to be blown away. Introducing today, Salesforce DX Open Beta. I'm saying, you guys want to take a picture of this screen because you see that URL? I'm going to give you a minute. Take a picture of this screen. Go ahead, take a picture of this screen because you are going to want this URL because you're going to be able to download Salesforce DX Open Beta, but after the keynote, okay, don't start doing stuff now. After you see the power of Salesforce DX, you are definitely going to want a piece of the pie because Salesforce DX allows you to build together and deliver continuously. It's built off of 3 powerful principles. 1, your version control system is now the source of truth, right? You can version, yes, yeah. Hello, that is amazing, right? You can now version control your org configurations, your code, and your metadata. Second, you can make your changes. Somebody's like, I've been loving that. You can make your changes and test them quickly in disposable scratch orgs. These are, yeah, you are gonna love these scratch orgs. It's like your own personal environment in the cloud. You have a piece of the sky for yourself, right? And when you make these changes inside of the scratch org, you can then push your code back up to your VCS, back to your version control system, and have it trigger automated integrated processes, using continuous integration solutions like either Jenkins or Travis. And the third principle is Salesforce DX offers an amazing developer experience while allowing you to use your tools of choice. So it's built with amazing command interface, command line, you're gonna love it, and open APIs, but you can integrate them with your tools of choice. So if you wanna use a text editor, go for it. If you wanna use an IDE, that's all good. We don't judge. Use what you want. We can work with you. So I am super excited about this, and it's super thrilling. We're gonna jump in a minute, because you know what? You can't talk about working together without talking about collaborating together. And Quip allows your team to truly collaborate together. In Quip, it's live, you can see what's going on, you get updates immediately, you can open up direct channels, dedicated channels, you can app mention people. It's a living document with real-time information. So you're gonna see all of this come together in our next demo. Are you guys excited to see this? Yeah. Let's do it, because I'm excited to show it. All right, so here, Velocity is one of our amazing Salesforce partners, and they, like other software development teams, start their day off in Quip. So we're here in Quip, and you can see that I've got two tasks. One, I'm gonna update a UI, which is a declarative change, and then I'm gonna make some code fixes in our insurance app that we're working on. So the first thing that I wanna do is go ahead, remember, Salesforce DX is about putting your source at the center of everything we do. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull that code down from Git onto my local machine, all right? Once I do that, I then want to create those amazing scratch orgs. Remember, this is my personal environment. Now, I want you to hear this. When I create these scratch orgs, I can shape it to my liking. If I want it to look like a developer account, I can do it. Enterprise, I can do that. I can also set preferences like multi-currency. I can turn them on all in my JSON config file. I mean, I'm hoping minds are blown here. Yes. So, right, so once I configure it, I can then push my code up to my scratch org by using force source push. Now, if you notice, we're working in the CLM, our command line interface, where you can use commands like force source open, force source pull. So look at this. Here's all the metadata that I just pushed to my scratch org. I've got some Apex classes, I've got some static resources, I got a whole lot of stuff that I just pushed up. Now, in order to get from my CLI, from my command line interface, directly to my scratch org, all I have to do is say force org open, but pause. Look at this. When I say force org open, I'm not giving a username. I'm not giving a password. Watch this. Boom. Okay, hold on. But you know this is a live demo. We're keeping it real, right? When I do that, one less password you have to remember, right? Yeah. So I'm automatically in my scratch org. I'm here on the setup menu, and then I want to jump on over into my app launcher. So I'm going to click on the app launcher, and I'm going to go straight to my Velocity Insurance app. So in the Velocity Insurance app, remember I have two tasks I need to do. So here on the layout, I look down. Looks like my users want the residential policy quote lightning component to be a little bit more visible on that layout. I want to move that to a higher place. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit Page, and it's going to bring me into my Lightning App Builder. So in the Lightning App Builder, I can drag that component to wherever I want. So I drag it, and then I go ahead and click Save. Now, remember, I'm in my scratch org, right? So I hit Save. I can jump back to my command line interface, back to my CLI, and I can issue a force source pull. And when I issue that force source pull, it will actually pull down that declarative change that I just did. Now, it takes a little while because let's think about what it's doing. It's doing a diff to see what changed in all of that metadata that I pushed. And you can see it came back. That is amazing. Yes, Parker is feeling me. Parker is feeling me. Yeah, this is a dev conference, right? I'm saying. So it did a diff and it pulled back that I changed that one metadata change. Now, I still have another change that I need to make. Not a declarative, but I need to change some code. My preference when I'm working with code is the IDE. So I'm going to jump into the IDE and I'm going to add the zip code field by using the Lightning input component. So when I put the Lightning input component in there, I'm tying it to the zip code field. I hit save. Now I can push this programmatic change, which is still metadata. I can push it directly from my IDE straight up to my Scratch org by clicking on that push button. That's it. Now I want to make sure that that change is actually represented in my Scratch org, so I'm going to refresh, and there's my zip code field, right? Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I know you guys are ready to jump in and start doing it. Hold up. So I just did two things, right? I made a change, a declarative change, and I just made a code change. So now, because I am a coder that believes in quality code, just like all my other developers out here, I'm going to run a few tests. The first test I want to run is my Force Lightning lint. And that's a linting service that goes through and checks that all my Lightning components, JavaScript, don't have any syntax problem and there's no common styling issues, right? And I'm doing this from the CLI. The next test I want to run are my Apex tests. So I'm going to put in here, run the test, and I'm looking for one word when that comes back. And like I said, it's live. There it is, passed. So I passed all my tests. So remember, now I'm feeling really good about this code, and I want to push this code from my local, on my machine, back up to my VCS, to my version control system, to get. So I'm going to do a push. Now, what happens is, there's two things left that I need to do to say that I'm done. The first, I want to jump back to Quip and check off that I've completed those tasks. Because remember, I'm collaborating with the development team, checking that it's pretty good. I'm all good there. The second thing that I'm going to do, and yeah, definitely celebration time. And the second thing I want to do is jump in and check out my continuous integration servers. So what happens, now I really want you to hear, this is a lot of power here. What happens is when I push my code back up to my VCS, back up to get, I am triggering my continuous integration servers to run. And what it in essence is doing is taking everything that I just did manually and doing it automatically. So that means it's pulling the code down, it's spinning up a Scratch org, it's deploying that code to the Scratch org and running all of the tests. Now, in this one case, I only spun up one Scratch org. But imagine the possibilities. I could write this script to spin up 10, 7, 8 Scratch orgs, all different shapes. So I could say, spin up a DE org, an enterprise org, all these different shaped orgs, deploy my code, deploy my package to each of those orgs, run the code, and ensure that it works there. That is a lot of power. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? This is serious stuff, right? And when I look at this, when I look at the test, all I'm looking for is green, because green means I am golden, and that is how you build apps together using Salesforce DX. Thank you.
Wow. A big hand, because it was an amazing demo, Leah. So great job. So I'd love to welcome on stage, we featured in that demo Velocity, who's a Salesforce partner. So I'd love to welcome on stage JJ Jakubik, who's the chief architect at Velocity. JJ. JJ, welcome to TrailheaDX.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about Velocity.
Well, Velocity is a Salesforce partner. In fact, for the last couple of years, we've been the fastest growing Salesforce partner in the ecosystem. And to do that, we build industry applications on top of the Salesforce platform. We do it on top of Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, all the platforms, 100% additive. And we do that in 5 different industries: communications and media, insurance, health insurance, energy, as well as public sector, government. And some great companies are benefiting from our software, companies like Sky Italia, T-Mobile, Telecom Argentina, New York Life, and many, many more. My role at Velocity, I'm chief architect, and so I have design oversight over all of the things that we build, but I also get to visit with customers and work with SIs to understand what they need from our software and how to be successful, help them be successful with our software.
So you really have been stretching the limit of the platform and each and every product for many years now.
Tremendously, tremendously.
And another thing is we partner a lot in the design of technologies like Salesforce DX. So you've been part of the pilot and a design partner with DX. So as a chief architect, what's your feedback? What's your experience with that new way of developing on Salesforce?
Alex, I have to tell you, we've been part of the pilot and we're super jazzed about Salesforce DX. We can't wait for it. Let me paint a picture for you. Velocity, in about 3.5 years, has built and delivered 15 releases of software for the industries that we support, and that's a lot of software across all the clouds, right? I have to do a shout out for our engineering developers. We have fantastic engineers, but there's no way that those engineers, yeah, thank you, Velocity engineers, you're fantastic. But there's no way that we would have been successful in doing that without using modern software development practices, starting with source code-based development, metadata and code and source code, continuous integration, agile methods, and that sort of thing. Now, we've adopted and built some of our own tools to build a semblance of continuous integration that works okay, but it's not fully automated at this point. And in our playing around with Salesforce DX, we're so jazzed. We can't wait to have the power to do the things Leah just showed us. It's going to enable our developers to, in real time, merge, deploy, test, and verify that their code changes are good. And bottom line, it's going to really improve our ability to build even more great software in faster amount of time with the same high quality.
That's very exciting, and I couldn't be more excited to be trailblazing together a new generation of enterprise apps. So thank you for your partnership, and thanks for being part of TrailheaDX.
Absolutely. Thank you.
JJ.
We're excited.
Thank you. Thank you.